Hello, this is Justin Bathon, a professor at UK, doing your monthly legal update. And this month we really chose to look at online testing and the implications that would have for schools and states legally when problems emerge from that environment. And of course, this spring we saw massive problems in online testing as 4 states and 3 different testing companies saw massive, large-scale online testing failures, leading to lots of lost time and resources and effort on the part of educators. Now, undoubtedly, there's going to be lots of lawsuits stemming from these massive failures against the testing companies at the state level. So if you are a state-level technology person, this only reinforces to you how important it is that these contracts are written in a way to protect the state in the event of massive failure like this. What we've seen in the past are large settlements that testing companies offer to states, and I'm expecting we'll see that again. But if you're a local educator, the question you might be asking yourself is, well, what happens if the bandwidth goes down or the Wi-Fi network drops for a day during the online testing, and here I am, the poor fellow in charge of making sure that the bandwidth or the Wi-Fi or whatever was functioning properly during this exam? What legal liability might I bring upon the school district? Well, I think I have good news for you generally. With the exception of special education, which I address in the article and you can read certainly, generally in education we let such failures occur without too much legal ramifications for schools. This would be something like malpractice on your part, and unfortunately we won't like to see malpractice on anyone's part. But in education, we generally do not hold educators or staff related to schools liable for that type of malpractice. Now, certainly there might be legal implications. As we saw in this year's testing failures, some of those tests were end-of-course exams happening near the end of the year that implicated whether or not a student was going to pass a course and thus graduate high school. Now, if kids aren't graduating high school, you're going to see some lawsuits, of course. But generally, now, we don't know, but generally in the past, courts have been pretty favorable to schools and protecting schools for these types of errors. So on the whole, I think I can report relatively good news. That does not mean, though, that you do not take this seriously, because although the school might survive a lawsuit against it on the part of a parent, you may not survive a termination proceeding for that failure. So there's lots of reasons to be paying attention to online testing, and lots of reasons for both state folks and local folks to really pay attention to this transition, because I think there is going to be a lot of problems with it, and some of those problems might result in legal liability.